Bentornati, and welcome back to the Listless Onion channel for a little bit of a Dwarf Fortress. So I figure out with the Steam release being imminent, of course imminent in Dwarf Fortress terms, time is subjective anyway, yeah, that we would get back into it. So I got my lazy new pack in here, also known as the Peridexis Errants Starter Pack, also known as the Dwarf Fortress Launcher. Yeah, unless you're playing some really advanced mod, this is the way to go in my opinion. I'll put the link in the description if you want to give it a try yourself. Let me see, what have I changed in here? Probably this option, Entomb Pets to no, Aquifers yes. Let me take a look for graphics. I think for graphics we're gonna go with Iron Hand. It's one of my favorite. So Iron Hand, Liquid Depths yes, Hide Engravings yes. We are gonna use the Dwarf Therapist in here, and also Sound Sense RS. I'm not gonna do a full tutorial on these. By the way, this is not a full tutorial. I'm gonna explain what I do as I play, but it's not gonna be a complete tutorial. I removed the game sound. I'm gonna have some music myself. I'm gonna show you the intro movie for the first episode, and I've done seasonal autosaves, initial save, pause and load. Let's do pause and save also. Backup saves. Yeah, this is it. Let's play. Here we are. This is the game menu. What we want to do, first of all, is to create a new world. If you're just starting out, the continue playing option is not going to be there, so you need to create a new world to start. So what I like to do is medium as world size, medium for history, but number of civilization low, and number of sites very low. This is because if you start a world with a lot of settlements there already, by the time you reach, let's say, year 100, 150, the dwarves have already colonized all the nicest mountainous spots. Everything else on default, so why to go? And here we are in the world creation. So while this goes on, I'm gonna discuss a little bit what I want to do with this fort, and the idea is to do something that I never did too much. I want to focus on stuff like the textile industry, maybe do pottery and glazing, and focus on decorations, right? Those are things that are absolutely not mandatory in the game. There are many ways to produce goods that you can sell to caravans and make a profit, and in the current version of the game especially, you could just make meals and sell legendary, like barrels full of legendary leaf roasts and something like that, and that would allow you to buy everything the caravans bring. But what I want to do is I want to delve a little bit more in the actual creation of crafts and decorations and encrusting stuff with gems and studding with precious metals and things like that. I want to clothe my dwarves into lavishly dyed and decorated clothes. Okay. When it comes to stuff like military and defense, I'm just gonna make a bunch of traps. Like I'm not gonna really go too much in depth into the military stuff like that. Maybe later on, when things are, you know, settled in a good at a good pace, I might start create very nice sets of armor and then have an actual military. But before that, I'm just gonna make the cheesiest, easiest traps systems that the game allows, just so that we can stay safe. And yeah. Oh, for the fort, for the actual fort, I want to try going for a Lord of the Rings style building, which means having a space that is underground, but it's also almost totally dug out, you know, with like bridges and stuff like that, like a place where you can look down into the depths of the earth. And maybe at some point we will get into the actual caverns. Anyway, so the world has finished simulating up to year 250. Seems well populated. I see a bunch of dwarves in here in the south. They are the Omega symbols. A bunch of dwarves here in the north. Do I see elves? There's a little bit of elves in here. Oh, a lot of elves around here in these forests. This place is evil, as indicated by the purple. This is also evil, and there's a bunch of goblins. And this is Human Town. Yeah. Humans are always in the plains and around a large river system. And I think all those O's, those are like either fortresses or temples or tombs. Maybe the 0 is a tomb. I don't remember. Anyway, let's accept the creation of... How's this called? So if I scroll around... Oh yeah, there's even more. Look, there's another part of the continent up in here with more dwarves. And more goblins up here. This is the Oaken Gulf. The entangled continents. They are truly entangled, these continents. But the world, the map that is generated, its name is Sil-Kodor, the Plain of Dawns. You know what? I really like this name. Of all the generated names I got in Dwarf Fortress, Sil-Kodor, the Plain of Dawns. Like, this sounds good, both in English and in Dwarfish. So, yeah, let's accept this. Enter to accept. Okay, and now we are back to the starting menu. Let's now select start playing. Now, I still have the continue playing in here because I have a previous fort already started in here. But if you have a world with no fort running in it, you get the start playing option. So let's click on start playing, and we want to play Dwarf Fortress. Okay, Embark screen. Let's first of all take a look. This is the entire world. This is a slightly zoomed in view. This is the local view. So I press tab, and here I see your civilization. There's 3 different civilizations we can choose from. Now, our gist is that we are gonna, let's say, detach from our main civilization and establish this fortress that is really a celebration of art, right? Maybe the rest of the dwarves are a little bit too, say, practical for us. We want to get into art, into the finer things in life, and into, you know, get into that opulence. You know, we don't dig for steel, we dig for gold and gems. Okay, so maybe, well, these are really apt names, like the Rag of Freckles to the south, you see highlighted in blue in here. The Bolt of Stones in the center continent, and the Gear of Balance in the north. I think we come out of the gear of balance, right? And we are those elements in the gear of balance that we say, no, let's stop it with gears and balance. Yeah, gears are good, and balancing boulders is good when you want to create a trap, but we want to focus on art and the nice stuff. So I'm gonna select the gear of balance as starting civilization. So we start from the north here, and we maybe don't want to move like too far. I think I'm gonna use the Embark assistant. This is something that you have available only if you started with the starter pack, with the LNP, the lazy new pack, because you have available a bunch of plugins. So let's do a F for find. This is the advanced site finder. I want to select a place that has no aquifer. I don't want to deal with an aquifer. I want to have at the very least a brook as a river, because that's a source of clean water. There, let's say that I would like to have clay. I would like to have sand. If we can also have flux, that would be a plus. You know what? For starters, let's go full hog. I want clay, sand, flux, and coal on the same map. This is probably gonna fail. Minimum soil should be very shallow. So we will not embark in a place that has no soil whatsoever. The reason for that is that we need to grow our own pigtail farms, and I want that to happen in the first layer of soil. Then let's say, what else can I ask for? Well, I could ask for everything really. Minimum trees, very scarce. We need to have a little bit of trees. Then metals. I want gold. Okay, so there needs to be gold in this map. And apart from that, yeah, let's go with it. Let's hit F for find. Chances are I find absolutely nothing. That there's no single tile in this world that has all these things. Anyway, let's let the finder finish its search. Okay, it looks like there are a couple of tiles down in the south where this might happen, but they are kind of occupied. Well, this isn't. Okay, I don't think this is gonna be really viable. Let's get back into the advanced finder and let's relax some of our requirement. For example, coal. If we do not request coal, that's probably gonna give us a little bit more suitable sites. So let's try again like this. And we can always make charcoal from trees. Yep. Yes, there's a number of sites to the north, close to our starting civilization. And look, one really close to home, near this river. So let's recreate our full 4x4 Embark site. Yes. I can position myself so that I have the river more or less in the middle of the map. Let's take a look at this. So the site is... Okay, if I look in here, F1, F2... Well, it's mostly biome number 1. Oh, but maybe I want to encompass a little bit of biome number 2 because there's a flux stone layer in there. I mean, I'm not going for steel, but at the same time, flagstone is usually really valuable. So I could do something like that and have a little bit more of biome number 2. And now I have also biome number 3 that also has flagstone. Okay, biome number 1 though has a lot of metal. Shallow metal and deep metals, plural. Sand, clay, some soil. And everything is in a temperate zone, heavily forested with thick vegetation. The brook traversing our site is called the Tragedy of Living. I love this. Let's go settle the Tragedy of Living. Let's go bring a little bit more to it. What else is happening in here? We have access to our dwarven civilization. We have access to elves and goblins. Unfortunately, we don't have access to humans, meaning that I'm gonna have one less caravan in here. That's because there are no humans in the north, apparently. Should I look at another site that is a little bit more in the central zone? Assuming that unlocks the human caravan. Let's take a look. Now, if I go further north, I lose the elves. If I get in the center portion, I get dwarves, humans, elves, and goblins. So I get all the possible caravans. And maybe that's what we do. Let's see. Is there a suitable site? Okay, so let's take a look at this site. It's just south of our subcontinent and closer to our more southern neighbors. It's in a tropical, moist, hot forest. We're surrounded by elves and it's heavily forested, thick vegetation. There's a brook with an unpronounceable long name, and we got sand, clay, 3 layers of soil. It's flat. We got flux, we got gold, zinc, marble, and we're gonna get caravans from dwarves, humans, elves, and occasionally the goblin raid. I think this is gonna be it. The place is called the Jungle of Parching, which is weird because it's also very humid, but it's hot. So, Jungle of Parching. Let's embark. We're gonna prepare for the journey carefully. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at this, and then I will explain to you what my plan is. And this is what I came up with. So let me show you. Let's start from the top. We have Zutan is a miner, competent mason and engraver. We have Ustut, again adequate miner but also competent stone crafter, adequate gem cutter and gem setter. We have Engish, woodcutter, carpenter, competent grower. I actually have more points, so I might get him more points in growing and bump him up to proficient grower, because being able to get good yields from our farms is gonna be great. Lolor is again woodcutter, woodcrafter, and again I would bump him up to proficient grower. Then we have Kogan. Kogan is our doctor mainly, but also brewer, cook, and leather worker. Toon. Toon is our weapon and metalsmith more in general. It's adequate weaponsmith, adequate armorsmith, metalsmith, furnace operator, metal crafter, and mechanic. And Dobar. Dobar is probably our leader because of the skills that I gave him, but he is also a novice building designer. Can I bump this up? Yes, adequate building designer, mechanic, and in here you can see he is persuader, negotiator, judge of intent, appraiser, and organizer. Now I have a few more points to spend, and I think on this guy, miner, mason, engraver, why not give him also, let me see, maybe glass maker? Here it is. Yeah, a couple of points in glass making, this could be useful. Can I bump this guy's gem cutting ability to competent? Yes, I can. Who else can get a bump? I mean, bumping wood cutting would make you faster, probably. Yeah, and I still have 219 points. Let me show you what I did in terms of starting equipment. Now, if you're familiar with the game, you might be going, what? You removed the picks and the axes. Yes, but I have an anvil, and I'm bringing with me 7 copper bars, which only go for 10, and 3 pieces of charcoal. This will allow me to, right out of the bat, build a forge, right? And in the forge, I can build 2 picks and an axe. And as soon as I have more coal, I can make more charcoal and I can make 2 axes, maybe even more copper picks. So this is a way to more efficiently use your starting points. This is the default amount of ale, wine, and rum. Oh, I know how to use some of these points. I want a lot more pigtail seeds. Let's start with 30. Let's also start with a bunch of plump helmet spawns. And for the rest, maybe just bump it to 14. Rock nuts. Oh, dimple cup spawn. Yes, we want more of those because we want to be able to dye our cloth. Then there is meat, fish, plump helmets, the copper bars. I removed all the crafts, so the cloth and the ropes and the buckets and the splints, those are all things that we can make ourselves, and I replaced that with 14 cave spider silk threads. I might bump this up a little bit more, maybe to 21. 2 more dwarven beer, just cause like this I get another barrel. I'm not gonna go like full cheat mode and get 1 unit of every type of milk, because that's just a way to get, like, to pay 1 to get another barrel, basically. Grapes, because if they grow in this place, I can make wine. 14 pieces of cow leather. I might get more cow leather to start. Bump it to 21. Gypsum plaster, because probably there's no gypsum on this map, and I can use that to make casts. Then, 2 turkey hens and a gobbler. And if I go up here a lot, 1 ewe and 1 ram. I don't have more points actually at this point. Maybe I can get more dogs. I have 2 cats and 4 dogs. Let me get, yes, a couple more female dogs. And then I'll spend 8 points in more beer. There you go. All the points are used. I also chose names for the group, the fort, and I chose a symbol. Let me show you. So if I go to name group, our group of 7 dwarves is called the High Standards. And it's both because we hold our literal standards high, but also because we have high standards. Then the fort is going to be called Glimmerhall, the Gilded Jewel. You can see where I'm going with this. And the symbol of our civilization that has music associated with it for some reason, it's called the Mirthful Workers is an image of 7 dwarves and a large gem. The large gem is surrounded by the 7 dwarves. The 7 dwarves are engraving the large gem. So this is my setup. Let's hope the place is actually good. And I'm finally ready to hit E for Embark. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Olon Neth. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plow or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings. Here the cougars get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Katdiriton Oltaristrath. Glimmerhall, the Gilded Jewel. Strike the earth. And here we are. Let me center the view. These are our dwarves. Okay, let's get the lay of the land. By the way, I didn't remember this tile set being so dark. Might have changed slightly in time. So yeah, it's a totally flat place with this river, right? Yeah, this brook. And a few lakes here and there. And if I look up, yeah, it's a dense canopy of trees. And you know what? I think I want to mess around with the choice of tile set a little bit. Yeah, give me a second here. Let's switch around a second and see what happens. This, for example, is how we look with the Vettlinger tile set, which is much more detailed. This is a 32 by 32 pixels tile set. I think I'm gonna run with this for a while and see how it goes. However, I will have to zoom out a little bit. Otherwise, I can't see what's going on. Yeah, this one has a lot more detail in the leaves and trees and stuff. Almost too much. Anyway. Let's start thinking about digging. So this brook is traversable, while these little ponds are not. Let's see, is there any dangerous animal on the map right now? There are no other creatures nearby, which is good. However, I think I saw spider webs. These are brown recluse spider man. Brown recluse spider man silk web. That is Spider-Man. Well, maybe not on the map right now, but maybe they were around here in the past, and they left some spider webs. That is super interesting. If I look underground for a second, apart for the tree's roots, do I see what? Damp red sand. I think it's red sand all the way around. Yes, so our first layer of soil, it's gonna be red sand. I think I want to start working, yeah, close to the brook, probably. So first things first, we need to create our tools, because we started without tools. So build, workshop, forge. Let's make a forge right here for now. We're gonna use the iron anvils and one of those copper bars. And we let it go. So one of our dwarves... Okay, so one of our dwarves is already constructing that. He's done. Let's add a new task. Let's make weapon and ammunition. You're gonna make me a copper pick and a copper battle axe. Let's go. Do it. It's working. Working in the forge. First item is done. That was a nice copper pick. Look at this. This is a finely crafted copper pick. And they're done. Copper battle axe. This is unadorned, but it's alright. Okay, let's move a little bit to the right here. And I'll start clearing maybe this area, okay? So let's go D, T for chopping trees. Let's use Alt-M for box select. I want to clear all the trees from here to here, and that's gonna be a lot of wood. Like a lot. And I can let go, and somebody should start working on it. Beautiful. As soon as we have a little bit of wood, I'm gonna build a wood furnace. It's probably gonna use another one of my 4 copper bars. Let's do it. However, I still have 4 more charcoal. So while that's going on, I can get in here and order the construction of another copper pick and another copper battle axe. Alright, the orders have been given. No, I have another order. Now that I have more wood, I have another order yet. Build workshop, carpenter workshop. Yes, let's put carpenter workshop right in here, using any kind of log, sure. And a carpenter should be there momentarily. There he is, building the carpenter shop, beautiful. Add a new task. With the influx of logs, we are gonna do what? We're gonna start making, I think, wheelbarrows. Wheelbarrows are really useful so that our dwarves don't waste time dragging around huge boulders, you know what I mean? So, wheelbarrow, 1, 2, 3, 4 for now. And then, one of the most important things, a table and a chair. Just one for now. Okay. There we go, there we go. You need refined coal, you say. But... oh, you weren't able to do anything. So I have no coal whatsoever. I thought I had more charcoal. Wait a second. If I create a stockpile of bards, specifically, and I say, you know what, put all the bars in here. Let me see where the bars are. That's copper. It's more copper. And that's it. So yeah, we have no charcoal, but we do have a wood furnace in here. So make charcoal. Okay. I order the production of charcoal, and now it's time to pause for a second and open up utilities, dwarf therapist. Because one thing I want, especially at the start, is to enable wood burning for everybody. Also possibly plant gathering for everybody. Yes. Commit to this decision. So now anybody should get in there and start making charcoal, which is beautiful. Look at this. This is glorious. Okay, with all this wood, I want to start making a starting shed, let's say. A place for us to call a temporary home. Just a small hut. So let's go in B for building, capital C for construction. Let's make walls, okay? These walls, we're gonna make use of our plugins in here and make box select, make hollow. Let's see, this room will need to have a few tables and 7 beds to start with. We want to maybe put it not this close to the workshops. At the same time though, we don't want to go really far. Let's see. But we're still cutting trees around here. Let's have our starting shed around here. What is this? Yeah. It's gonna do. Oh, now I have to select logs manually. You know what? There's a better way to do this. So let's hit ESC or escape, and instead let's enable planning mode. Okay, planning mode enable. Now we can press Shift M for the material selection and select wood. Okay, so any wood will do. Now, if I go in here and I do, let's say, yeah, 5. No, that's gonna make it an interior of 3. So let's make 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Escape, escape, escape. Then I want to hit Q, position myself in here, and hit X so that I have space in here for a door. And I actually want that door to be made at some point. So make a door for me. And then start making beds. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 for now. And then maybe more table and more chairs. And I'm making stuff out of wood just for now. You know, while the others are doing nothing, they might as well bring stuff, and by stuff I mean bring the logs closer, so that we spend less time hauling. For all this time, our animals have been sitting around here. However, they have not been eating much. They don't graze unless you create a zone for them. Just for that. So this is a zone. Then we're gonna hit N for pen or pasture, capital N to select the animals, and we're gonna put Yak, bull, and cow. Oh, we have a couple. That's nice. In there. And then our ram and our ewe in there. So that I can graze. Okay, shack is being built. I want to also get back to build construction. Let's make a ramp. If you build a ramp, you'll be immediately able to go upstairs. Let's put it in here. Planning off, it's okay. We're gonna make it out of candle nut logs. Alright, the dwarves are cutting, the dwarves are constructing. At this point, we can also go up 1 level. Oh boy. These trees are definitely in the way. I need to cut these trees promptly, so let's get to designate T for chopping trees, and then I want to hit Alt P for the priorities, so that I can use minus to set priority 1 Priority 1 is chopping these trees around here. Okay, and our guy gets in here. Oh, I think now we have charcoal, by the way. So I can again order the construction of copper battle axe and copper pick. Okay, pesky trees are going down. They won't be able to stop me. Wait. This one, please. Priority 1, come on. Okay, good. Now, build, construction. I'm gonna make a floor. Planning mode, yes. Material, wood. Box select enabled. Do not make hollow. This, and also this. So we're gonna have a ceiling. Do I have a door? Build door. Yes, an avocado wood door in there. And then I can start planning the interior now. So build. B for bed. I'm gonna go into planning mode again. I don't care quality, material and stuff. I just want to be able to plan where the beds go before they're actually ready. So 1, 2, 3. Wait, double click then. 1. Oh, must be inside. Sure, I don't have a roof yet, so I can't do that. Okay, very soon I'm gonna have enough of a roof in here to start planning the inside. Okay, that should suffice. Build bed. Planning mode is on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. I didn't plan too well. Well, 7. Then I'm gonna plan tables and chairs. Planning mode on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tables. Chairs, planning mode on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're picking up beds and stuff right from the carpenter's workshop, putting them in place. Beautiful. Now, using one or, well, centering or starting from one of the tables, I want to hit R, and then plus to define the room size, and I want to say this is our temporary meeting hall. We're going to do everything inside here. Then again, Q, but centering on this chair. I'm going to do R, and again, I'm going to encompass everything and say that this is also a chair that I'm going to assign to somebody. Assign location, I'm gonna assign to the expedition leader, Dobar. Then I wanna hit N for nobles, and I wanna say that my broker is Dobar, because he has all the skills. My bookkeeper is again Dobar. My manager is Dobar. He requires, as bookkeeper and manager, requires an office. He has an office. Yeah, he requires a meager office, but he actually has a modest office, so that's good. Then I can hit S settings and tell him, let's go for medium precision when you count our inventory. Okay, so now I have a manager and a bookkeeper, which is great. Let's zoom out. I have all this area cleared out of trees. Logs are strewn around, but that's okay. Now, let's pause a second. What is the plan for this fort? And are those flying fish? It's a lungfish, not flying, but walking. We have walking fishes. Great. So, my plan for this fortress is to try to recreate that feeling of very expansive underground caverns that were actually carved out of the rock. And it's a thing that if you've seen The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or the more recent shows, you always have these shots of you get inside this massive mountain, but the inside looks like it's been mostly hollowed out, and the rooms are on the sides and they open on this central area that is very expansive and is connected by several bridges. Okay, so this is the look I want to go for. So let's start planning that. Okay, let's start with D for designation and H for channeling. I think that there should be a plugin designed specifically to create circles. I want to experiment with that. Okay, so let's first of all find the center of this area. More or less here. Let's say it's here, okay? Then I need to get to the dfhack console. And it's gonna be dig circle filled. Now what's the diameter? Let's try with 15, and we need to be channeling. Look at that, first try. Will this be enough? I mean, the thing is, this central area is gonna be mainly a pit, maybe with a central stairwell, just because having a central stairwell, it's very useful. But then it's gonna be wasted space, definitely. Yeah, I don't think I want to go larger than this. Now, from this, I want to hit X and remove a few tiles. Okay, let's do Alt-M for box selection. Where do I want my entrance to be? Maybe from the east? Could come at some point from across the river. It's gonna be interesting. So an entrance. Oh, and I also need to think about. I also need to think about the entrance for wagons. Yeah. Entrance for wagons. You know what? Let's actually dig more. Like this. Wait, H? Yes. So this is gonna be the start of like a pit type of structure. And you go down like this. And at some point I wanna build back up. But since this is soil right now, I'm gonna remove it, and later on I'm gonna actually build out of bricks. How about that? Okay. Okay, so let's unpause. And let's have our miners go at it. While they mine, let's go back to our shed and take a look at what's happening here. So several of the spots in there got filled. Bed. Are those all beds? No, some of them are yet missing. 1, 2, and 3 are missing. So we are short 3 beds, 3 tables, and 3 chairs. But now I can use the manager. So I can do U for units, M for the manager. And I can get him to do all the detail work. I can just say new order. I want wood tables 3. New order wood chair 3. New order bed 3. Right? Now our manager will sit on the chair that we assigned to him, and he's gonna work the details of who's gonna do what, right? To help in the construction, we can even do build workshop, carpenter. Let's make another carpenter shop, because I think we have a couple carpenters, right? Let me check. I have 2 woodcutters. Now I have 2 carpenters. I mean, the second one isn't very skilled, but okay. We are digging quite the pit in here. Beautiful. I think what I want to do is get to stone layer as quickly as possible. So let's get back in here. Dig. And where's the center? This is the center. Yes. So let's do again. Dig circle, filled, 15, channel. Do it. It looks like they would not be digging over this. I'm sure there's an option for that though. Let's start from scratch. I think first of all, what I want to do is press Z and remove stairs and ramps. I think I can safely remove all these ramps around here, like so. Yeah, so that the floor of the pit becomes all clean, all cleared out. Apparently our orders have been completed. Let's see, only the bed order is still going on. Okay, now the pit is cleared. Again, designation. Let's put the cursor in the center. Let's open back Dwarf hack and dig circle filled 15 channel. Okay, now it looks like it designated all the spaces correctly. I also want to continue with the channeling and go down from here. Yes, like that. So now dwarves will have to descend from here. And they continue digging. And now this is stone, right? Is it? No, this is silt with slopes. So we need to dig yet another layer, probably, to encounter stone. Okay, all the beds are constructed. And look. Yeah. So we have all 6 tables, the chairs, and everything else. I still don't have any form of stone. I have wood. Can I? So my problem right now is that my dwarves are drinking booze directly out of the barrel, which is not ideal for them. In fact, if we get in the mind of one of them, let's say this planter guy here, right? Let's do Z for status and enter thoughts and preference. I mean, he says, I feel so good. So things are going well. She feels euphoric due to inebriation. Okay, I get it. He just had a drink. That's why he feels so good. Makes sense. He also, she felt pleasure near a fine seat. Thankfully, we have fine chairs, which is a pro. Within the last season, she was annoyed after having to drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug. See? Her third thought, in terms of importance, is the lack of cup or goblet. So, it's good that we have drinks, it's good that we have good chairs, but it's annoying that we don't have any goblet. So let's fix that. Build, workshop. I think I need a... wait. Cask. So B, W for workshop, R for a crafter's workshop. Let's put one right here. Made out of wood. As soon as that is done, I can add, let's see, well actually I can do that. I can have the manager handle that. So Q for new order. Can I make a wooden, is it a mug? Is it a cup? Make a wooden cup. Yes. I think having, so when you order one, they actually make more than a cup per item, let's say. So let's say 3. Let's order 3 and let's see what happens. So the manager should get around to deciding who's gonna do things. Now this guy is working. Who is he? Lolor herself, the planter. She's getting to it because of course she was annoyed, so she's gonna do something about it. I like these dwarves. They're proactive. She took a olive wood log. That is even a very fine choice. You know, olive wood is really, of course, oily. It's a very oily wood. It's gonna be well suited for drinking. Amazing. She's working at it. And see, she made 3 cups, 3 olive wood cups in one go. And this one is particularly fine. Let's look at the description. This is superior quality olive wood cup. Just amazing. Yo, English, what are you doing sleeping on the ground? Oh, I get it. I'm so sorry. I should design one of these beds as the center of our dormitory. I'm sorry, my friend. Who's this? English sleeping on the ground outside. She's already annoyed after sleeping in the grass. She just started sleeping in the grass and she's already annoyed. I mean, I get it. We are no elves. Okay, make wooden cups completed. Now, can I do even better than this? Can I get in here and ask this crafter to decorate? Can't I decorate with wood? I can decorate with pearl, horn, and ivory. What about wood? I can make stuff with wood. What about the carpenter? I cannot decorate in here. Okay, so I'm gonna refrain from doing that right now, but I have a plan. Let's get back to the Dickens site. And again, D, Z, let's remove all of these unwanted ramps. Oh, I needed to go one step further down. Okay. Remove all that. And at some point somebody is gonna get to it, I think. Well, several of my dwarves are sleeping. Okay. Here are the miners. Going at it. Very good. While they do that, let's take a look at our stocks. We still have 51 drinks. We have meat, fish, and plants. We could start configuring our kitchens. We have the grapes, the plum helmets. We don't want to cook any of those. We have our seeds, we have our drinks. We do not want to cook with our drinks. If possible, we would cook with fish and meat. That is okay. So that's okay for now. Also, another thing that it's important to do early on is go to O for orders. And go in, let's say, workshop orders. And I want to disable auto loom all thread. I want to disable auto collect webs, because I don't want that to happen without my supervision. What else? There's something about harvesting. H. I want to do only farmers harvest. That's important because this way farmers max out their experience, and becoming better and better at their job, they get better yields. Okay, so this level is clear again. Let's position ourselves in the middle. Once again, dig circle, filled, 15, channeling. And unpause. Good. By the way, one thing that I really hope we get in the Steam version is smooth scrolling. Because really, right now, the only thing you can do is use the arrow keys to go like this. Boom, boom. It is very jarring. I really hope we get the smooth scrolling. They probably talked about it. Maybe it's happening, maybe not. But it's a feature that I really want. It's gonna improve like the feeling of looking around, like probably 100-fold if they manage to do that. Okay, we are again one level below. Let's take a look now. This is still silty clay. And again, silty clay floor, so rinse and repeat. However, before we dig more, we need to adjust our ramp. So it's gonna be a steep ramp. So go down from here, and then this is gonna be for this level, then go down again here. Okay. And then in here again, B, C, and we can do this to remove unwanted ramps. And once again, digging through this soil, dig circle. Come on, guys, let's find this stone. Okay, this is stone. See, there's a boulder here. Shale. Finally. So now that we've got shale coming in, we can start doing something that maybe it's not super important for the survival of the fortress, but it's gonna be important for our mission. We can start doing our first decorations with stone. But how? Because we can build a jeweler's workshop with J, yes. Let's make one right here. Well, yeah, I hate that there's that little pond there. You know what? I'm gonna cover it. B, C, floor. Here. It's gonna be made of any material? No. The planner was still on. That's a mistake. B, C, floor in here. Planner off. Okay, it's gonna be made of avocado wood logs. Yeah, fix that hole for me, please. Very good, thank you. Build workshop jeweler, because I want the jewel to be in here. I just wanted it. That jeweler is not gonna cut gems that we don't have, but it's gonna cut stone, because we can cut gems out of just plain stone. Let's also make so that stone can get near to that workshop. Let's make a stockpile specifically for stone. In here, it's not gonna be super big. Let's make it like so. And let's say that this is gonna have 2 wheelbarrows associated with it. Okay, so now dwarves are bringing the wheelbarrows in here. And now this guy is taking the wheelbarrow and he's off picking up some stone. Great. And we have shale in here. Now that the workshop is here, we can say, okay, stockpile. G, this stockpile gives to the workshop. This is important. Now, what happens is that this stockpile is now linked to the workshop and also the other way around and vice versa. This means that this workshop will only take materials out of the stockpile, which is a great help because many times dwarves aren't really able to see materials that are really close by. So now a jeweler will cut this stone and not, let's say, this one, okay? All right, let's get in here. Let's add a new task. Cut gems, and shale is the only one available. Is somebody gonna do that? Come on, yes? Who are you? You are Ustut. Ustut the miner, but also the jeweler. It's gonna now cut that rough shale boulder into a beautiful gem. And we have a rectangular shale cabochons. Nice. So now that we have that, we can add a new task and say that we can encrust with gems. So it's E for encrusting. And we have a selection of encrusting finished goods, furniture, or ammo. Goblets are finished goods, so G. Now, what I don't know, because again, this is something that I never did too much in the past, can I specify what if I go to details? So I can define the setting type. I can say that I want to make either an image or bands or covering the thing or hanging rings or spikes. And I think I want an image. What about an existing image? What about our own image, our group symbol, the mirthful workers? Okay, but again, I don't seem to be able to specify which item is gonna be engraved. So I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna pause immediately. And I'm gonna make another stockpile. And this is gonna be a finished goods stockpile. So G doesn't need to be big. And this immediately set to give to this workshop. And now I go in the settings in here. Finished goods. I'm gonna remove everything. Well, actually, I have to enable poor quality and also, well, all the materials, really. I just need to figure out how to enable only, let's say, flasks, goblets. Is there also cup? Oh, I can search. No, there's no cup. There is no mug, but there is flasks and goblets, so that's totally gonna do it, I think. Okay, so now dwarves may bring, yes, our wooden cups in here. So now, whoever picks up this job of encrusting only has the option of picking from here, and somebody is doing that. And yes, they are using rectangular shale cabochons to create that image on the olive wood cup. And we will look at the result in a second. There you go, olive wood cup, and now has an image on it. So let's view it. V. This is an olive wood cup. On the item is a rendition of the Mirthful Workers, an exceptionally designed image of 7 dwarves and a large gem. The large gem is surrounded by the 7 dwarves. The 7 dwarves are engraving the large gem. The image is the symbol of the High Standards, a local dwarven government. It is made from shale. This is fantastic. It's amazing and I love it. Now the next thing I want is another finished goods stockpile to be here, and this will take from here. So finished goods are gonna be put there. And that can somewhat ensure that you don't encrust the same object twice. However, since these are goblets, dwarves are gonna pick up the goblets and displace them. So that's also a thing. Let's do this a few more times. Let's cut shale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more times. Yes. And then we're going to add a new task, encrust. Wait. Oh, because I don't have any cut shale right now. Makes sense. Okay. While all that jazz is going on, back to the pit, where we are now at the shale level. Yes. I think I want to bring the ramp down one more step in here. So it's gonna be, yeah, one step in this layer, one step in this one in this one, and one in here. So I can remove all these Z things in here, aka ramps. Remove all of them. Then, again, my objective is to hollow out a big part of this. However, the first thing I want to do is to make sure that a wagon coming down here can reach a depot or depot. And apparently summer just arrived. Okay, summer has arrived on the calendar. Very good. So I want those dwarves that come in with their caravans to get in here and then ride through here, and they're gonna see down here, you know, this hole, this tunnel going down, and a myriad like of doors and workshops opening on the sides. Okay. To add to this effect, I think we want to have some sort of balcony. Yeah, maybe some sort of, how do I describe this? Hanging walkways all around. Maybe not on the first level though, because let's remember, this is still outside in a sense. So yeah, this is gonna be hollowed out again. This is gonna be the corridor. The depot can sit in here. The depot is a 5x5. And if I do just mine... no, that's chop down trees, that won't work. Depot can sit right here. And maybe we can have a little bit more space around it. So let's do something like this. Okay, so depot sitting right here. So maybe I don't want to dig right here. I want to leave some space for it like this. So depot in here. Is it still walkable? You can look down there. Yeah, maybe let's remove that. Let's do this. Nah. Just enough. Just enough. And this will be open space. Now, in the future, this will also double as a shooting gallery, because we can have archers posted behind the crenellations here and here, right? Maybe. And when enemies go through here, we can shoot them from both sides. Which sounds very dwarfy and very glorious. Now, in here, there's probably gonna be some way to get to the rest of the fortress. So maybe something like this, with a gate right here in the center. Sounds good. And from here, like this is gonna be the actual entrance to the fortress proper. How about that? And maybe from below, from the layer below and on, we are gonna have an actual central stairway, but not now, not yet. Okay, and after I spent a little bit of time thinking of the shape of the fort from this point on, I've planned out a little bit of a layout. Let me try and explain to you what are we gonna do. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit, like this. Yeah, it's gonna be slightly less centered in the screen. So again, let me remind you, we come in from the outside through a ramp, it goes deep into the earth, down to the first stone layer. Then in here, we're gonna have a bridge in here. All of this up here and down here is gonna go away. Again, it's gonna be like a chasm in some way. People are gonna come in here. There's gonna be a trade depot in here. Then a passage here. The squares that you see in blue, that's just planned. Nobody's gonna dig that unless I switch it to an actual digging order. So the idea is that these in here can be small rooms where we start piling stuff that we wish to sell. So they are already really close to the trade depot, right? And we can have doors in here that can be closed. in here there's gonna be a bridge that can be raised up, effectively isolating the rest of the fortress from the trade depot and the outside. You can see in here some corridors that I planned. These corridors can lead to shooting perches, let's say, shooting positions, and there's stairs planned in here to go up so that we can have multiple layers up to here of spots from which to shoot through crenellated walls down into enemies that can be traveling around here, right? And by the way, we're also gonna do things with traps and stuff like that, but that's probably gonna involve maybe passages that start from up top, right? Maybe there could be like a passage that starts from here and goes on a winding path around here and maybe connects in here so that enemies think that they can go through, but it's gonna be riddled with deadly traps, right? I'm not gonna think about that for now though. It's also gonna involve us having maybe a drawbridge right here or something, which could be interesting. Yeah. Anyway, what about getting into the fortress proper? Well, dwarves are gonna be able to walk through here and get to these. This is a side stairwell. Whoop, don't move it. Side stairwell here. This goes both down one level and up several levels. It goes up to here, and because this is gonna be my main growing and food producing area. Okay, so everything that has to do with plants is probably gonna happen around here. This is probably temporary. I'm not gonna order the dwarves to dig all of this straight away, because it could take a long time, and I'm not gonna need all of this. But for start, I'm gonna need a few spots around here for a still, a kitchen, a farmer's workshop, a millstone, stuff like that, right? And one of these spaces will be the actual farm, and maybe the other is stockpile. And in time we can expand this. Also, we can expand to the level above and the level below, which are still fertile soil, okay? This goes also down one level, and in here connects through, again, another bridge, because again, part of this is going to be hollowed out all the way through. It's going to connect to here. This is our first, let's say, ground level, let's say, of the central main staircase. I can maybe zoom in a little bit again, reset zoom, yeah. So central staircase goes down and down and down. And again, I'm not planning everything right now, but there could be other levels around here, maybe a level dedicated to crafting, a level dedicated to gem setting, decorating, engraving, and stuff like that. And those will have other bridges going in other directions. And this is also gonna have the added benefit that, being that we started with a pit by hollowing out from the top, natural sunlight will get on these bridges. And dwarves that walk on those bridges will see their cave adaptation slightly reversed. But we can do even more with that at a later stage. Maybe if we find a way also to build something on top of the pit. Maybe we can build like a huge dome around it. That's gonna be interesting. Anyway, again, central stairwell is gonna do. This now is planned 15 levels below ground. Well, it's not really below ground, but it's gonna be, it's 15 plus something like 18, 19 levels underground. I'm gonna have probably the living quarters to be as you know, as downstairs, as underground, as deep underground as possible. Okay, because I want my dwarves to sleep very far away all the madness that can happen in here. And yeah, I still haven't designed the rest of that, but this is the gist of it, more or less. Or at least that's the plan I have right now, and I think it's gonna look good. I have a vision for this. Is this guy still producing gems and engraving? Oh, round shale cabochon, cushion, or cushion? Cushion shale cabochons, oval shale cabochons, and at some point he will need to engrave more mugs. Yeah, let's do that in crust. Crust finished goods. Details with the image. Specify an existing image, the mirthful workers, and we're gonna do this on repeat. Nice, so that guy can look at that and do that. Very good, I'm stoked. This looks like a very good start of a very interesting fortress, and already I'm learning new things and I'm getting a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm not doing the trite age-old, you know, square fortress and stuff like that. Also, I'm playing with this concept of building down a pit that goes all the way down, which is going to be very fun, especially as soon as people, you know, get drunk or start fighting and they, well, fall all the way down and splatter themselves on the lowest level. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious, guys. I love it. I'm going to leave it here for the first episode. If you like this, if you want to see more of this, I'm gonna ask for it. Right now, you know, I'm not really keen on saying this, but if you like a video, right? If you liked it, if you watched it, and you enjoyed it, well, it's nice if you show that appreciation by clicking on the like button, because then I know that you liked it, right? I know that you want more. If you have comments or suggestions, of course, those go in the comment section, right? So engage. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want to see more. Let me know if you want to see something different. And thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to see you again in the next episode. Alla prossima. Oh, look at this guy. It canceled the thing. Are you done? Ooh, look at these. Aren't these fancy? Ah, this is a well-crafted avocado wood cup. On the item is a rendition of the mirthful workers, an exceptionally designed image of 7 dwarves and a large gem. The large gem is surrounded by the 7 dwarves. The 7 dwarves are engraving the large gem. Image is the symbol of the high standards, the local dwarven government. It is made from shale.